Okay, so hi everyone. We're just going to film a small short video about how to assemble all the pieces you're receiving by mail. You receive an addition to one whole set, which you can see now. There's going to be a box with additional spare parts of some of the more critical pieces and the magnets, the metallic side to connect to the phones that will later connect to the magnet on the unit. Then this connects to the phone and is relatively strong, the connection. Now the first stage of connecting everything is there's the horizontal pole and the vertical pole. So we'll take the vertical pole, take the horizontal pole and put it into this part. Then we'll take the cover, which will later fasten the poles into place. Take each one of these screws with the handles, put it in gently at the moment without fastening it. Then you'll see we'll flip it over gently, and there are these two black stickers just to hold the two nuts in. We'll gently start turning the screw until it starts fastening into the nut. You'll feel some resistance. Then we'll do the same thing until we start feeling some resistance on the other handle. And then we'll fasten them a little bit each side so we don't cause damage. And we'll see that in the end result of fastening these two screws should be that this pole is relatively sturdy. So I fasten it almost all the way, and it's pretty difficult to change the angle. Once we want to release the pole, if we want to extend this part of the pole further out, we'll just release the two handles a little bit, pull it out as much as we want, and fasten it. And of course we have the far side of the horizontal pole, which can be extended by turning it counterclockwise, extending it as much as necessary, and then fastening it clockwise. And the end result should be that the end of this pole, this should be level with the ground, so we can adjust the whole pole until we get it level. Now obviously this whole apparatus, after we assemble it the first time, should be connected with zip ties or with some other type of fastening device to the leg of a cord. It can be any type of cord. This cord already has one of the previous versions on it, but in the same way that this pole is connected to the vertical part of this IV pole, former IV pole, we can do the same thing for the apparatus you're receiving, which means just take one leg which is flush with the pole and connect it with several zip ties, so this pole is perfectly horizontal and vertical. Now after we have fastened it, I'll just demonstrate this on one of the other devices that we have. After we fasten this, we'll have the far part of the pole with the apparatus. Now the apparatus you're receiving is this one. It doesn't have a camera connected to it yet, but we have the two screws ready to connect it to the two holes that are in the back of the camera, and you'll just need a Phillips head screwdriver to fasten these two screws gently, because we don't want to strip the screw. Once this is in place with the camera, it can fit in to the end of the pole in a whole matter of direction. You can put it in like this, we can put it in this way, or it doesn't matter. So we have full flexibility of the orientation of the camera over the patient's chest, regardless of which side of the bed we're set up on. Which means you can set up from the foot of the patient, from each side of the patient, and then just extend or retract the pole as necessary, so the cord and the patient the bed doesn't interfere with getting the camera over the patient. Now, once we have put the camera over the patient, we have this tape measure which both has inches and centimeters on it in order to adjust the height as necessary. And the pole that you're receiving has the same type of telescopic mechanism in order to adjust the height. After we've positioned the camera, we turn the pole counterclockwise, raise it as much as necessary, or lower it as much as necessary, turn the pole itself, the blue part of the pole, to fasten it, and then we can just readjust this part after the height is fastened to readjust it exactly over the chest of the patient like you're used to doing.
Thank you.